Everything. Yep.
Hi, this is Shawana. I am just responding to a video that I saw that my friend showed me, and it was of a female who was disrespecting the memory of George Floyd, the martyr. She's saying that he wasn't a martyr, but in fact, he started a movement, and she's taking away from the momentum of the movement by saying some things that are quite disrespectful to our people in general, even humanity. So I wanted to just react on that.
Hello, Facebook family. I have decided to do this video. It has been weighing very heavily on my heart and on my mind as well. And it was something that I wanted to say early on, but there were so many emotions and so much.
Okay, I just want to press pause already because she's saying it's weighing heavily on her heart. And I do want to ask, do you really have a heart, or is it cold in a coal in there? Because I don't think you do.
Go with the popular opinion about who George Floyd was. And sometimes it can be difficult when there are just so many external pressures to say what you believe. And this was an instance where I felt like my silence would have been better in the beginning, but the more that I think about it,
I think your silence would have been better, period, even now. Today is his memorial, and you're already disrespecting his life and his memory, and it is a disgrace what you're doing.
I realized that we are being sold a lot of lies and
Okay, I even want to pause you there. You're saying we're being sold a lot of lies. Do you know that lives have been sold? Do you know that black people in general were sold on Wall Street, in different states? We were sold as property. So when you talk about selling lies, yeah, they're going to sell you a dream. They're going to sell you the American dream. But what we're not being sold is lies. We know what we saw. We saw the video. That's the only reason why they're not selling lies, because they are great at selling lies. And when I say they, I don't mean white people, all together. I just mean those who are victims of hate, those who actually have been taught to hate black people. We can't deny that it's not true. You see the pictures where they used to hang us and burn us and lynch us. So this was a public lynching that we're referring to. And, this is being the 21st century. We can't, as a people, allow that to happen. So I also hear that you call yourself, you're running for office, right? Now, only a fool would vote for you because you don't even care about the people. You don't care about a citizen that was killed by a police officer on duty. Yeah, sure, it was a counterfeit, maybe if it was two counterfeit $20 bills. But that is not the cause for a death sentence. There's actually a porn star who someone died in his room, and he's being questioned. He actually made it to the precinct. There's a lot of killers and serial killers that make it to the precinct if they don't kill themselves. So you mean to tell me that this man who used two fake $20 bills, he's going to get the death penalty for that? So who made that police officer judge and jury? I'm going to tell you who made it. It was the imperialists, the colonizers. They made him judge and jury. They made him feel like that black lives are so devalued because that he could just take somebody's life. He could just take a black person's life. But I'm going to finish. I'm going to try to listen to you as long as I can before I cut you off again.
Community at the detriment to the white community and at the detriment to America as a whole. So I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the media depiction of him as a martyr for Black America. I'm going to explain why, and I hope that some of you guys will understand where I'm coming from. I have spent a considerable amount of time reading a lot of black authors that I think are some of the most brilliant black.
Okay, there you go. There you go. See, that's your problem there. So this is what happens when somebody doesn't have a heart. This is why I say your heart is stone. Because you got to get your ideas and your feeling from somewhere else. You're reading black authors. I could care less what somebody else thinks. It's just humanity. You know it's wrong. You know this is a human being. If you want to read something, take history. What's your name? Candace Owens? Is that really your name? Was that your grandmother's maiden name or your grandfather's? Wait, do you know what your real family name is? Do you know where you came from? What country you're from? Are you American? Are you? Like, is that your history? Can you? So if you want to read something, look into your ancestry and see how far back you can go. Because you can't go that far back. And you know why? Because it was stolen from you. Just like this land was stolen from the Native American people. Yet now you want to talk about the white community, but you fail to realize what happened to the Native American people. What happened to them? It was stolen. So I don't care if Floyd went in there and he stuck up the joint and he fucking stole everything in the store. I don't care. He still deserved. He was unarmed, first of all, so he could have went to the cashier. He could have had his hand in his pocket, pretended he had a gun, but he didn't really have a gun. Once they found out he was unarmed and he was handcuffed, he should have been able to make it to the fucking precinct. To me, okay, and to everybody else who's marching. And guess what? You're not going to take away his legacy because his memorial's today and it's packed. So, Miss Candace Owens, I wonder, will your memorial be as packed as his?
Walter Williams, Shelby Steele, Thomas Sowell, and I recently came across something that was an idea that was planted into my head.
Of course. Yep. You know what? I'm not even going to listen to you any further because you're saying ideas that are planted into your head. The only person that needs to plant an idea into you, it needs to be planted in your soul, first of all. Okay? Because I study medicine. And actually the brain, they're saying that you have a soul for real because your brain, it shows, it doesn't control your thoughts, your feelings. What it controls is your body. So when a person has a stroke, the right side goes down, the left side goes down, but it doesn't mean that it controls your thoughts. So your thoughts, they're in here, they're in your soul. It's the very fiber of who you are. So if you don't know that and you got to read something and you need external factors to tell you how to feel about a human situation, then you gave up your power to whoever you're reading. You're giving up your power to that person. And that's what black people and all people, a lot of people have been giving up their power to someone else because they think that their ideas are better. But we all know inside who we're supposed to be. If God, the Creator, put us here, we're gonna come and we're gonna experience life and we're gonna develop our own ideas. It is only until when we succumb to other people's ideas that we're no longer valuable to God. That means you lost your soul. You don't have a soul anymore. It's gone.
Steele, and it has been something that I cannot forget. It is something that will stick with me for the rest of my life, and it is something that I hope for the black Americans that are watching will stick with you for the rest of your life. Shelby Steele said that the black community is unique from other communities.
This is why I'm still listening.
Unique from other communities, because we are the only community that caters to the bottom denominator of our society.
Yeah, because I heard you say that. You said that the black community is the only community that caters to the lowest. So I want to get your idea of I want to understand your idea of love. Because to me, our strongest are in jail. The ones who could, really have delivered these officers a real ass whipping, they're in jail. And then you want to say, that he's on drugs. But the thing is, to me, people like you and everybody else who's given into white supremacy, they are the lowest. They're the lowest of the low. To deny your own people their liberty, their freedom, knowing that it was stolen. They weren't law-abiding citizens when they came here and tried to kill off the Indians and make them work for free and tried to enslave them before they tried to enslave us. So our skin is not a curse because they tried to do it before us. So when you say low, how low can you go? If you're talking about, if you're saying that a criminal is low because they stole, then the very people that you say, the white community, they are the lowest of the low. The officer, he's the lowest of the low. The people in power, they're the lowest of the low because they stole. They stole this country and they tell you how to live. They tell you what to think. They stole it. So you're saying a criminal is the lowest of the low. Well, guess what? This country was founded by criminals. So they're the low. He's not the low. And I agree with you. You know what? He's not a martyr. You know why? Because he didn't voluntarily die. They stole his life. Just like they stole this country. Just like they stole your history. Just like they stole my history. They stole us, our people, our ancestors from our country. They'll tell you it's a trade. It wasn't a trade. You don't go get people and make them work for free and refuse to pay them reparations. You don't do that. So you want to talk about low? You want to talk about crime? That's a crime to humanity. And then after they do all their killing and kidnapping and raping, they will make it illegal so that you can't get on top of them. So it's no longer legal to do what they did to get the country because they don't want you to take it from them. So to me, you know what? They're right in what they're doing. You know why? Because if you're winning, you don't want anybody to take that from you. You don't. You don't. Why would I want you to win and beat me? But who's low is the person who doesn't see it. Who's low is the person that sides with them, knowing what they're doing is wrong, and it's directed towards their own people. Because you don't look like them. You got their last name, Owens. But you don't look like them. You look like us. So you want to talk about low? Low is the person who sees that there are people who look like them are being victimized and abused and being lied on. Because basically they're lying. They're saying that they're afraid of us. It's not fear. I just want to tell you that because they find the courage to muster up and get in these rockets and fly to the edges of Earth and out of Earth to the moon. They can fly. They're not afraid of heights. They're not afraid of nothing. They're not afraid to get in the cage with a tiger. They're not scared. These people are hateful to us. They hate us. They hate you. They hate your skin. And they love to hear you talking about your people. They love it. You, oh yeah, good. We got her. She's on our side. They would give you the whip. If it was slavery, yes. We don't even have to whip our slaves anymore. Because this stupid nigger will whip them for us. We don't even have to put in effort. You see? So until you see that, you will never understand the legacy of George Floyd. You'll never understand the legacy of Breonna Taylor. They still haven't locked her people up. That's what we're working on next.
Unique in that we are the only people that fight and scream and demand support and justice for the people in our community that are up to no good. You would be hard.
Excuse me. We are the only people that fight and demand justice for the people who are up to no good. Do you not know that our president has a whole team hiding his taxes, his criminal activity, sex crimes? Do you know that that's what's done all the time, not just with our people? And our people, if we're committing crimes, it's because of what has been done to us. We weren't in Africa. We were in Africa having a good time. There are some tribes there still having a good time. They don't have war. If they don't like each other, they'll go to a different side of the town. They're peaceful people. They were peaceful until all this competition started. Where I'm coming to your land and I want to take some of it and I want some of your resources. So if we are committing crime, it's because we learned it from somewhere. We weren't going to other people's countries and stealing shit. They were coming to ours to take our gold and our diamonds and our resources, our precious ivory. They were coming to our land to steal. And not just our land, to everybody else's land. Do you live in America? They stole this. This wasn't theirs. We're here as collateral. We weren't here on purpose. We didn't come here to steal it. They brought us here. So they stole people, stole the land, made us work the land for free. This is power I'm talking about. I'm not talking about all white people. That's why white people are fed up too. Because some of them didn't even know why. They're like you. They're like, oh, those people are so they're crazy. They're stealing. Well, we were never paid. Our ancestors were never paid. We didn't have any inheritance, any insurance. We couldn't even learn from our grandparents. My grandmother didn't have a grandmother that could teach her. I was thankful to have a wonderful grandmother like I did. But she didn't know her grandmother. She had to raise herself at 9 years old. Because her mother died from stress. How's that fair?
A Jewish person who has spent 5 stints in prison, who commits a crime and dies while committing a crime, and that the Jewish people champion and demand justice for.
Well, I do want to tell you this. There is documentary after documentary after documentary of Hitler. And you're talking about glorification of criminals? Hitler's mission was to kill every Jew. Yet we're the only ones who glorify our criminals. We love our criminals. And George, you said something about him with some pregnant lady. I'd never heard that before, but I definitely will look into that. But I'm just telling you that us as a black people have had so much done to us that if we are committing crime, it's because we see injustice in how we were raised. Like even as a child, I saw a picture of Floyd's mother holding him as a child, and then she died 2 years before. Died 2 years ago, and I just can't imagine as a mother. I don't know if you have kids, but as a mother, just holding your child and just seeing a beautiful future for your child, and then you're like, yeah, you're gonna be somebody, you're gonna make it. Most mothers want the best for their children. The way she held him in that picture, it looked like she wanted the best for him. And just to find out that when a black child grows up, they won't stand a chance being black. You gotta really fight hard or kiss some big ass. You gotta kiss ass to really make it if you want to make it as a black person in society. I think that's what you're doing. Kissing ass. Because that's what it seems like. Because you're not defending your people. You're not helping out your people. So it seems like, you got to kiss some serious white people ass in order for a black person to make it. And it's not right. And it's not right for children to grow up and we're teaching them that they can be anything they want to be. And then to find out when they get older they can't. That is the biggest disappointment.
You will be hard-pressed to find this in white America. You'll be hard-pressed to find this even in Latino America. There is a person that spends multiple times in prison. You are not going to see a bunch of Latinos coming out demanding justice for this person, even if, and I want to be very clear, what I'm saying is not any defense for Derek Chauvin.
Okay, I want to let you know real quick, Candace, why America is the greatest country that everybody wants to come to. Everybody wants to go. People risk their lives to come here. And I'm going to tell you why, Candace. It wasn't because of house Negroes like you. It was about the people that are in the movement. It was about the people who rebelled against slavery. That's why America's free. You think that they brought... So what happened? They went to Africa. They brought some workers back. And they didn't want to pay the workers. But then the workers rebelled. Because if they hadn't rebelled, we'd still be working for them for free. Because they didn't have any intention of freeing us. We had to take it. It wasn't until Nat Turner came around and started killing people in their sleep. They wouldn't have freed us. That was the only language they spoke. Oh shit, them slaves, they ain't having it no more. I guess the well ran dry. So that's what happened. It wasn't because we cooperated so much that we worked ourselves into a pension. No, that didn't happen. They didn't have mercy on us. They had no choice.
I hope Derek Chauvin gets the justice that he deserves to be, implemented upon him, and that the family of George Floyd deserves justice for the way that he died. But I also am not going to accept the narrative that this is the best the black community has to offer. For whatever reason, it has become fashionable over the last...
Excuse me? That this is the best the black community has to offer? Are you kidding me? Are you the best that the black community has to offer? Do not speak for the black community, because you do not stand for the black community. Because if you did, your 18-minute freaking video, or 21 fucking minutes, however long it is, guess what? It would have been to talk about reparations. It would have been to talk about closing the wealth gap. That's what it would have been to talk about. But no, instead your video is bashing a man who was killed against his will for a nonviolent offense. That's what you're doing. You're not making reference to what would have helped him, because if we had reparations, maybe he would have had $40 in his fucking pocket. Wouldn't have had to have fake 20s in it, in his wallet. And no, every black person is not a criminal, and they might not go to that extent. Or maybe he didn't even know it was fake. But if he did, even if he did, guess what? We deserve something. We deserve something. My grandmother doesn't have a property that she left me. We have a public housing apartment. And I look around and I feel close to my grandma. My mom was born here. But we don't have a home and land where I can raise my children on. Why not? My grandmother wasn't a criminal. She was a wonderful person. They didn't care. It doesn't matter if you're a criminal. Oprah was discriminated against when she went to go buy a purse. It has nothing to do with character. It has all to do with skin color. Do you not see that? You don't understand? It has everything to do with skin color and uplifting your people and standing for something other than against your own people. If you started to stand up for your people, then you'd see the discrimination. But since you're kissing their butt, of course, you're not going to see it. Or maybe you experience it and you brush it off. But America's tired of it. We're tired. When this earth was made, it wasn't made just for one type of people. It was made for all different types of people. And then black people aren't the minority. We're the minority here because we were brought here. We didn't choose to be the minority. We were in the country where our people were. People want to say, slavery, they sold slaves. You better do your research because you know what? They used to round us up at the shore. It wasn't a slave trade. It wasn't really a business. They were kidnapping people. And if somebody came to a business deal with you and say, you know what, sell me your car and I got a gun. Yeah, you're going to sell your car. Because if you don't, I'll shoot you.
5 or 6 years for us to turn criminals into heroes overnight. And it is something that I find to be despicable, and it's something that I refuse to stand.
Criminals into heroes overnight. Christopher Columbus, he got a whole Columbus Day. And he came here. And he was a criminal. He wrote it in his diary. How he could take over all of these Native Americans with 50 men. You know why he was successful? Why he did it? Because we give up our power to them. You can't give up your power. You're giving up your power right now by not defending your people.
And by any longer, and I am not going to play a part in it, no matter how much pressure comes from black liberals and black conservatives as some token of people wanting you to believe that this is the only way you can be black, because you have to say this was wrong, and that this,
That is so funny to me when people bring up party, liberals and conservatives. What is a liberal? A liberal, because you want rights? You're going to say, what, liberty? Because you want liberty? Because you want freedom? You're labeled a liberal? And then conservatives. What? What are they conserving? They're conserving the old-time white supremacist way. That's what they're conserving. Those good old American values. Let's catch us a nigger. Let's wear our suits and hang people from trees. That's what they're conserving. So what side are you on? You got to be on the side of humanity. It's about liberty, about freedom. Like you're just giving up your freedom to somebody. And then that makes them more powerful when you give up your freedom to serve them. That's why we're in this rut. Because everybody slowly, every day, they made a conscious decision. You know what? I'm just going to give up my power. Just keep giving it up. Even now, the gun's not in my face, but I'm still going to make this conscious decision to give up my power. We can't. We got to keep our power. Keep our power.
This person was amazing. I won't do that. George Floyd was not an amazing person. And as soon as this video hit the internet, I did just basic searches. Everyone jumped on it and was looking at the police officer, and everyone agrees that the police officer was wrong, and the police officer has been arrested. So that is not the reason I'm not discussing that, is because that is not something that has been misconstrued in the media. He has been turned into the devil that he is, and there is no reason for us to harp on that any longer, because white Americans are not uplifting Derek Chauvin as a victim or pretending that he's an amazing human being. But George Floyd is being uplifted as an amazing human being. For those of you who have...
Candace, you better wake up, okay? Because you're saying that Chauvin is not being uplifted as an amazing human being. You know who's uplifting Chauvin? You know who's celebrating? Pull up those videos of how many people used to watch black people hang from trees and burn. They're the ones who's celebrating. The people who can't stand your people because it was a hate crime. Because they hate the color of your skin. Yes, they love it. Yes, he killed one. Woo! Look how mad they are. Look how mad they are. Woo! We killed them. They're happy. They're celebrating. But you know what? Today, we are celebrating. We were in mourning, but today we're celebrating because they got the other three. So all that marching and celebrating we did, yes, we're making history. You know what? We're making a difference. Because unlike you, instead of talking about each other, we're standing up for each other. And that's how you start a movement. That's how you make a movement. You stand up for your people. They're not, especially, they're not treated, we're not treated right. It's not equal. When it was segregation, it wasn't separate but equal. It wasn't equal. We're fighting for our liberty here, and you're getting in the way. People like you are getting in the way.
I've not yet seen the clips and did not pursue or wait for more clips to come out. First and foremost, George Floyd at the time of his arrest was high on fentanyl and he was high on methamphetamine.
Wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, he was high. Okay, so let's say he was high. They didn't say, I didn't hear him say he was high, but let's say he was high. A lot of black people drown our sorrows in drugs. And a lot of white people do too. And I'm going to tell you why. Because not every white person has had a privileged life. But I can tell you for damn sure that many black people have not had privileged lives. And it hurts when you grow up thinking you could be everything you want to be, and then you find out your dream is just a dream. What you really want to do and who you really want to be, that's not for you. No, it's not. It's not for you. Why, mommy? Because you're black. It's just hard. Because you can't afford law school. You can't afford medical school. No, you have to work. You got to help take care of your grandma because she's not doing good. No, we could barely afford anything to eat. You got to get a job. No. You hear no. We're always told wait and no. That's painful to hear no all the time. Kids are hungry. You got to tell them no. Why are we telling our kids no? Why are so many people on drugs? Because there's people. What's that 1%? There's a 1% that controls 90% of the wealth. They make 99% of people fight for 10% of the economy. Does that make sense? Is that fair? Like, of course, it's going to be like crabs in a barrel. You're not going to want to see the person next to you. Meanwhile, money's just paper. Paper. And then people are starving and dying. Yeah, I'm sure I know there's a money supply, GDP, and all this other foolishness. But when it comes to lives, nobody's caring about lives. People care about power. But we give up our power. We don't realize, hey, it's about power, but we give up our power to other people, a whole nother group of people. Why do you think they called it race? What's a race? Why? Well, are you black? Well, I thought a race was when people run. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Race. Well, who came up with that term? Race. And then you think you're joining the other team. You're not winning for you. That's like playing basketball and you're shooting baskets in the other person's hoop. How are you going to do that? How are you going to win the game shooting baskets in somebody else's hoop? That's what you're doing.
Autopsy reports. If you pursue the 911 transcript, you can see the person describing somebody who is out of their mind high, and which is what made the person fearful because he tried to...
Now, you know what? I'm not even going to listen to you there because I don't entertain lies. And the owner of the store said that there was no problem. He said he calls every time there's a counterfeit bill. They call and they just call the police to just ask questions. He said he didn't know it was going to be like that. They didn't say anything about him being out of his mind high. What? Where'd you get this information from? Who is your source? I'm definitely not going to entertain you anymore. Because first of all, I can't trust you. And nobody should trust you. Nobody. I don't know how you have followers if they can't even trust you with the truth. You can't even tell them the truth. If I don't know the truth, guess what I'm going to say? I don't know. You're not even an honest enough woman to say that you don't know. I didn't hear anything about them saying that he was out of his mind high.